Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chemical Guys Detail Garage. Today in the shop we have this beautiful white Honda Civic. Now this car is a lease, so that's the topic of today's video. We're going to show you guys 5 tips and tricks that you guys can go ahead and use to go ahead and return your lease in the best condition possible. So when you return your lease, you want to make sure that the car looks in as tippity-toppity shape as you guys can get it. So you want to make sure that everything is clean, everything is properly cared for. You know, if you have been caring for the lease, then it shouldn't be a problem and it's just a matter of cleaning it. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 things that you guys can do to get the best value from your lease. Step 1 is wash the car. So if you haven't washed the car or the car has accumulated a lot of dirt and grime and filth, just like this Honda Civic has, you want to make sure to clean it with the strong citrus-based product. So the products that we're going to be using today is going to be citrus washing gloss. Now, as many of you guys know, this product works out great for deep cleaning and enhancing a deep high gloss finish. We're going to be using it with our 4-in-1 waterproof wash mitt. Now, this wash mitt works out great, especially on a vehicle like this that has different surfaces because it has 3 different sides. It has a chenille microfiber side, has a regular microfiber side, and it also has a mesh filter right here, which you can go ahead and use for the front end to go ahead and scrub off any kind of dead bugs. So I'm going to go ahead and set these down, and I'm also going to grab my dirt traps because we are going to be conducting a 2-wash bucket method, because we want to make sure that, you know, just because the vehicle is not ours, we want to make sure that we don't scratch it up, because remember, you know, whenever you return your lease, they are going to be looking at everything about the paint and seeing how you maintain it. That's pretty much what's going to determine the overall value of how the vehicle looks when they receive it. So 2-bucket method, the dirt traps are in there. Now we're going to go ahead and dedicate one to our soap bucket. I'm going to use the green one here. I'm going to shake my bottle of citrus washing gloss and add 1 ounce of product. And I'm going to go and get my water, activate those suds, get that foaming action going. I'm going to go ahead and get that foam cannon ready. We're going to wash this vehicle, and we'll be right back with you once it's done. All right guys, now we're back. The car is clean, we just washed it and we dried it and we pulled it into the bay. Now it's time for step 2, which is waxing it. Now, why are we gonna wax the car that we're gonna return? Well, waxing it, it's gonna go ahead and give it a deep wet shine, and it's also gonna protect it. So not only is it, you know, protecting the paint, but it's also gonna enhance the paint, make it look much more better, and make it look a lot more that you actually maintained the paint and cared for it, just like as if it was your own car. So the product I'm gonna be using today is gonna be Insta-Wax. Now, if you haven't heard about Insta-Wax, it's literally an instant wax. Now this right here, it's a sprayable wax mixed with sealant. So this product right here, it's gonna act just like your regular cream wax and give you the durability of a sealant. So the way to use this product, you'll see right there, it emulsifies from the heavy concentration of the sealant. So you want to make sure that you mix this product very well. So what you want to do first is shake it up. You want to make sure to shake it up nice and thoroughly until it turns into like a nice light yellow kind of color. And you know, if the product's been sitting for a while, just make sure to shake it up real good just to mix that product in and that sealant so that they activate together. Once you get it ready, the way you use this product is you don't spray it onto the vehicle, you don't spray it onto a towel, you want to spray it onto a microfiber applicator. So just because it has a spray head, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a fine mist. This product right here is extremely concentrated, and like I said, it's going to go on just like a cream-based wax. So what you want to do here is you want to go ahead and pump your sprayer, and then you're just going to give it a few sprays. 3 sprays, that's more than enough. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the paint. Now, the reason I like to use this product is because, like I said, it goes on just like a cream wax, but it's instant. So it'll flash within anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds. So once you apply it, you know, most cream waxes such as butter wet wax, when you apply them, you know, they settle and they kind of give the paint kind of like a hazy look. And that'll take about anywhere from 1 minute to 2 minutes to flash. And then you can go ahead and wipe it right off. But with Insta-Wax, it's so instant that once you apply it, literally within about 10-15 seconds or so, it'll go ahead and flash, and then you can go ahead and wipe it right off with the microfiber towel. So I'm going to go ahead and give that about 15 more seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare it by grabbing my green workhorse towel. And you guys can see, well, maybe not so much just because it's a white car, but on some areas you'll see like it already starts hazing up and it starts flashing, and that's pretty much indicated when the product looks dry. And you can always tell when you rub your finger right through the product and it wipes completely off, you'll know that it's ready to wipe right off. Grab your green workhorse towel and simply wipe it right off. And just like that, you've easily just applied wax to your paint and wiped it off within a matter or a span of 30 seconds or so. Just like that, you protect the paint, it gives it a much deeper gloss, and it actually protects it. So when you turn it in, it looks great, and you can see that it's well taken care of. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed with waxing the rest of the vehicle. Like I said, since my applicator is already coated, I'm not gonna use that much to cover the rest of the hood. I might just have to spray 2 more sprays because a little bit goes a long way with this product. Like I said, it's just like any other cream-based wax, such as butter wet wax. It's gonna go on fine and nice and thin so that you get a nice even coat so you can easily wipe it right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of the car, and I'll be right back with you for our next step in this process. All right, so what's a clean car without some fresh kicks to go with it? So that addresses our next point, which is our tires. So our third step in this process is applying a tire shine that's gonna go ahead and enhance these tires and give them the life and nutrients and that nourishment that it needs to stay nice and black and conditioned. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna apply Silk Shine. Silk Shine is a water-based dressing that enhances a crisp OEM shine. So it doesn't leave a very high, wet, gloss looking shine. It leaves a nice, clean, conditioned look, kind of like as if the tires were when they were brand new. And a very easy to use product. All you gotta do is spray some on a microfiber applicator or foam applicator and simply apply it to the tire. And you'll see right there and then, it automatically darkens the tire, gives it that nice life of, that deep black look all over again. And not only is this conditioning it and giving it a nice little shine, but it's also protecting it so that, if this was your own personal vehicle, it'd protect them so that the harsh UV rays don't eat it up and, cause it to dry, crack, and fade. And, no one wants that, especially when you got some nice tires like these right here. So I'm gonna apply just a little bit more just to cover this little section over here so that I can get a nice coverage. And this is ultimately gonna add a very, very nice kind of like cherry on the top kind of taste when it comes to this whole detail, because as you know, if the paint's looking great and the tires are looking great, you know that the person that was driving it was taking well care of it. So that's a really great indication whenever this is, turned back for its lease agreement. And there you have it. Nice. It's not too wet. It does have a nice little level of shine, but not to the point where, it looks like we put some grease on there or anything like that. So what I'm also gonna do is, let's say, for anyone that feels like this is a little bit too much of a shine, you can always come back with a dry microfiber towel, give it a light pass, and that'll pick up any excess product and kind of tone down the shine a bit. So I'm gonna use the opposite side of the microfiber applicator just because it's a microfiber material. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of buff off any excess product that, I may have gone overboard with. It's common, whenever you're applying the tire shine, you may go overboard just because you like that nice wet shine. But just like that, you'll see a clear before and after. It's nice condition, it's nice and black again, has that nice OEM look to it, and it's not greasy. So if I touch it with my hands, I'm not gonna get no oil residue on my fingers. It's just a nice dry to the touch look that's not gonna attract any dust. All right guys, so unfortunately we just did this section of the undercarriage with bare bones, but our camera gave out. But I'll do it again so that you guys can see, what bare bones can do for your undercarriage. Now, bare bones is gonna work out great to condition the plastic. So as you guys see right there, that's 50-50 split. I'll go ahead and do another tape line just a little bit higher, just so you guys can see for yourself how well it works and how easy it works. So I'm gonna go and set that down right there. Oh God, forgive me, I know that's the most, not straight line you've ever seen, but it'll work out. All we wanna do is grab our bare bones undercarriage protectant, and we're gonna go ahead and spray it onto our microfiber applicator, just like how we did with our tire shine. Give it nice 3 sprays. I'll set that down so you guys can see it. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend the rest of this into the plastic. And as you guys can see, very easily, very effectively, it's gonna go ahead and protect that undercarriage. It's gonna give it that nice, deep, bold black look all over again to restore it back to its original condition. And just like that, it's very easy to use. I actually love using this product, especially on trucks, because as you guys know, trucks have a lot of this exposed undercarriage and plastic, so they make a huge difference whenever they're, conditioned. It gives it a deep, bold look. Like I said, it ultimately adds value to the overall look and shine of your vehicle. So now that I've done that, I'm gonna go and remove this piece of tape. And you guys can see right there, that nice hard line right there. As you guys can see, it's nice, dark, deep, bold, as opposed to this over here, which is all dry, faded, and chalky. And if I grab some with my hand here, if I grab some with my finger, it's not oily, it's a dry to the touch finish. So it's gonna go ahead and stay like that, so that if you like going off-roading and stuff like that, you're not gonna attract dust and dirt onto your undercarriage. It's just gonna go and repel it and protect it so it looks great at all times. All right, now the last and final step in this process is cleaning the interior. So we spent all day pretty much detailing the exterior. Now it's just time to take it easy, wipe down the interior, wipe off any kind of light dust, debris, fingerprints, grime, stuff like that, and just give a nice clean sweep. So we're gonna be using InnerClean. InnerClean is pretty much the all-surface, all-purpose cleaner for your interior. That's gonna go ahead and wipe off light dust, debris, body oil, stuff like that, without having to conduct a full deep clean. So this is pretty much a quick detailer for your interior. So the way I like using this product is I'm gonna go ahead and spray some sprays onto a yellow workhorse towel. And then I'm gonna go ahead and begin by starting off with the dashboard and working my way down. So like I said, this product is pretty much the all surface friendly cleaner. So you can go ahead and pretty much use it on a variety of surfaces, such as like this dashboard, which is made of vinyl or plastic. It's gonna go ahead and clean it. And not only does it clean it, but it does leave a light layer of UV protection. So if this were your own vehicle, it'll give it some UV protection, just to go ahead and prevent any kind of UV rays from penetrating and drying out your, the plastic, especially in your dashboard, since this is the most exposed. It'll go ahead and protect this so it stays nice condition and nice and the color that it is. So now that I've cleaned the dashboard, I'm going to go ahead and proceed with the navigation screen. Now, yes, this does work on navigation screen as well. So what I'm going to do there is I'm going to go ahead and spray it on the towel and then wipe off any kind of fingerprints, dust that builds up, flip it to a dry side and kind of buff off that UV protectant that it has. And just like that, it doesn't leave any blotchy looks. It just goes ahead and cleans it, removes any kind of dust, debris, fingerprints, nicely and safely without scratching it. So right here we have our shift knob. Now we're going to go ahead and use a boar's hair brush to go ahead and knock off any kind of like light dust that's accumulated within the cracks of here. So I'm going to go ahead and brush that out. Normally, if you have a vacuum, you can go ahead and kind of like carry your vacuum with you as you're brushing it out, so that you can kind of brush it out into the vacuum and it just kind of absorbs it. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and give it like a light little, I wouldn't say scrub, more kind of like a light agitation, just to kind of knock loose this debris that's stuck in these cracks. And then I'm going to go ahead and follow it up with some of that InnerClean with my towel. So now that I've kind of knocked out as much stuff as I can, there's a little bit more stuff right here in the middle. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my InnerClean with my yellow workhorse towel. I'm going to give it 2 more sprays, and that's going to go ahead and pick up any kind of light fine dust that's still left behind. So now I'm going to go ahead and proceed with cleaning the steering wheel. As you guys can see, this area of the steering wheel looks very oily, and you can tell that the owner of this, the owner of this car, they have their hands on the top of the steering wheel as opposed to some of the areas on the side right here, which also do have some oils right here. You'll see like some patches of white. That can be anything from body oils, hand oils, grime. So we're going to go ahead and easily just, like I said, spray some InnerClean on our towel and clean these areas, especially the steering wheel, because you want to make sure that it's clean. You want to be in control, and you want to, have it clean for the next owner, just to make sure that there's no oils on there that, can potentially cause a hazard for you to not be able to like properly grasp your steering wheel. And it's very easy to do. I personally like cleaning the steering wheel a lot just because you see all that dirt and grime, and it's because it's it's probably the most touched area out of the entire, your entire vehicle. So it'd be the wisest to go ahead and clean this up nicely and properly. This is not a whole process. We don't need any like brushes or harsh chemicals or anything like that. That's why we're using InnerClean, because it works out great. It cleans these areas very effectively and easily without having us to go ahead and, you know, pull out all these different types of machines and products to go ahead and clean our interior. So just like that, check that out. That was just from the steering wheel. Like I said, I know it's not a lot compared to like if you're wiping down your wheels, but it is something when it comes down to interior, just because, you know, you're probably always driving around with the windows up. So, I mean, how is there even a possibility of dirt and grime kind of being accumulated if it isn't from yourself? So that just goes to show how much of that body oils that you generate, touch, all that stuff that you touch, it ends up on your steering wheel, your shift knob here, your navigation screen, and pretty much, you know, everywhere in your interior. So that's why InnerClean is a great product to go ahead and have, to go ahead and detail your entire interior quickly and easily. All right, guys, so there you have it. Just a few simple tips and techniques that you can go ahead and do before you return your lease return. Like I said, we washed the car. That's a great start to go ahead and enhance the overall value of the vehicle. 2, we waxed it so that it gets protected and it reveals that nice high gloss look that the paint truly has. 3, we applied tire shine to those tires, give them that nice, deep, bold, brand new look again. So we applied bare bone to the undercarriage to make sure that those wheel liners are nice and black and conditioned as well as protected. Lastly, we topped it off by wiping down the interior with some InnerClean. As you guys saw, very easy, very effective. That can definitely bring up the overall value of your interior just by wiping it down with a simple product and some towels. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you learned something new today, make sure to comment down below. And as always, if you have any video ideas, please feel free to comment down below so that we can get those videos to you guys so that you guys can watch. My name is Joey. This is Chemical Guys Detail Garage. We'll see you guys next time.